Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Fork. In this video we are going to speak about the last bullish pattern. We are going to speak about the next resistance and support levels of Bitcoin and altcoins. What is happening right now with the market? There are a lot of bullish news. Of course we are going to speak about them, and we are going to speak about the negativity as well, until when I think that this negativity, that this regulation will continue. So are you ready? Let's start with this video. If you are watching my channel for the first time, this is the right time to click on the subscribe and on the like button. If you will have any questions until the end of this video, then ask me in the comments below. I am reading all the comments, guys. So let's start with this very important video. Finally the price of the Bitcoin break $30,000 for one Bitcoin. We waited for that so long, for these green candles, for these green screens. The price of Ethereum looks very good, $1,900. Ripple XRP, not big moves, but look what is happening with Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, Tron, Ada Cardano, guys. Everything is looking very bullish, and of course we will speak why it looks so bullish and when the next resistance levels will provide us more problems just in few moments. So let's look at this again, these green bubbles, and let's continue with the news that I'm sure that you already saw about them, but this is very important to understand because actually I didn't saw no one that actually speaking about them. Look at all this company, look at all these funds that actually want to get their customers the opportunity to buy a real Bitcoin. Guys, this is very important to understand that there is a big difference between a spot Bitcoin ETF and just a Bitcoin ETF, because a spot Bitcoin ETF, this is a real ETF that will increase the price of the Bitcoin, and this is very important to understand. Actually, where big companies want to buy Bitcoin, what they are doing, they are actually going to these ETFs, spot ETFs, and they are buying the Bitcoin into this Bitcoin ETF. Big companies are not opening a cold wallets, hot wallets, and actually buying their company because there is a risk. But when the big money is actually will come to the industry, this is when the Bitcoin ETF, the spot Bitcoin ETF, will be finally approved. And we're seeing companies like, actually we saw in about 3-4 years ago, like Vulcari, that actually they are filing for another Bitcoin ETF. This is the second Bitcoin spot ETF. The first time they are rejected, and actually everything is happening right now because of the BlackRock. But guys, there is a negative news as well for people who is too much bullish, and we will speak about that in few moments. We can see banks around the world. We can see the Germany's bank that have 1.4 trillion of US dollars in his balance that actually want to apply for regulation for having cryptocurrency and especially to having Bitcoin. This is a very big news that actually just applied about 48 hours ago. About 7 big funds are applying for Bitcoin spot ETF, and this is very important to understand that, guys. Actually, if they are going to be approved, it will be very good, but it's very important to understand actually the reason why the bad negativity, why the bad news that we had just about 10 days ago with all the regulation against Binance, against Coinbase, and actually look how quick everything is flipped. And I want to speak about that, and I want to speak about it even for 1-2 minutes, because this is very important to understand how the market is flipping. And actually, from my point of view, until 45,000, until 48,000 for one Bitcoin, we will see this negativity that will flow in the market. But actually, when the price of the Bitcoin, when finally the bull market will be confirmed, when the price of the Bitcoin will be around 48,000, this is the levels where we will see just positive news. And this is what I spoke in my last video, because when the market is very bullish, when the market is actually in the place where no one is actually sure for 100% percentages that this is a bull market, because right now look what happening. More than 700 of trillion in Bitcoin shorts open up since March of 2022, guys, and this is why is actually no one is sure. And I want to show you that actually people right now are opening short positions because people are not actually believe in this pump, and people will not believe in this pump when the price will be 32,000 and 35,000. This is the next our resistance levels, and this is the next levels of manipulations until the end of the year. I told you guys, again, not a financial advice from my point of view, and I already spoke about it since the beginning of 2023. Until the end of 2023, my forecast for Bitcoin price is 48,000 for one Bitcoin, when everyone will start to open the long positions, when the halving will come just in the next few months. And this is actually my place where I think that this is the right time to sell your Bitcoins for the next half a year. Unfortunately, until May and June of 2024, but of course everything might change every moment. As we saw, this is very bullish news, but it will be very important to see what is actually happening with the shorts, because these shorts, this is fuel for the next bull market. And I want to tell you that if more people will not believe in this pump, more people will open shorts, more people will be liquidated and will give their money to the exchanges, to the manipulations. This is the place when the price of the Bitcoin will be pumped to the upside. Again, we draw these lines at the beginning of May, and we can see that actually everything is working. I told you that my prediction that until the end of the year we might see 48,000 for one Bitcoin. It might be until October, it might be until August. I don't know the time, but actually from my point of view, this is the levels that we will see until the end of the year. From my point of view, 48,000, this is the right time to sell half 30% of your Bitcoins. Again, not a financial advice. Let's see what is happening with the alt season, and we already spoke about that again at the beginning of May. We already predicted this move at the beginning of May. From my point of view, we might touch 52, 53, maybe even 54%, but then the Bitcoin dominance will go to the downside, and this is very important, because this is the levels when the Bitcoin will break 32,000 for one Bitcoin. From my point of view, this is the levels when the altcoins will start with their own pumps as well, and this is the level when the alt season will start. I already spoke about that in my last video, guys. So if you are seeing my videos for the first time, this is the time to click on the subscribe button. Really simple action. So let's go for again 42, 52, 53, 54%. This is the maximum that I am seeing for Bitcoin dominance for these levels, and the price of the Bitcoin from my point of view will be 31, 32, 33,000 for one Bitcoin, and this is the level from my point of view where the alt season will start. We draw that again at the beginning of May. We can see that actually it worked. Right now the next support for the DXY, for the dollar, for the US dollar index, this is 101. If we are breaking this level and we are breaking the 100 US dollars index, then I think that until the end of the year, until something bad will happen with the economics around the world, I think that the DXY will fall to the downside. But then when something will happen, and I'm sure for 100% that something will happen around the world, then I think that again the DXY will be the king, the US dollar will be the king, and unfortunately I think that something will happen around the world when the price of the Bitcoin will be 48,000 for one Bitcoin. Our next resistance levels, this is of course 31,000, 32,500. This is a very weak resistance levels. Of course, the next big resistance levels until my targets is 35, 40, 42 and 45 to 48,000 for one Bitcoin. Again, guys, until the end of the year. Thank you very much for watching my video. My name was CryptoFork. Don't forget to click on the subscribe and the like button. Thank you very much for watching my videos, and see you in the next my cryptocurrency video. Bye bye.